the English I/O code. Here we are going to run through what we call the I/O code. Code may not be exactly the correct terminology to use, because what this actually is the fact that the letters of the English alphabet also schematically model certain universal concepts. Additionally, here we will encounter the concept of reflection. Some people also refer to this as octaves, from the musical scale, and the use of the word octave may be more descriptive. Recall that the 8 notes of the musical scale repeat. These repetitions are not the same because they are on a higher frequency, but they are essentially the same idea moved up to a higher octave. We are calling this the I/O code simply because all of the English letters are formed by some combination of the symbols T and parts of O. For example, B is an I with O sliced in half and repositioned, and so on. Now, let us go through some of the main letters of the English alphabet that model concepts we have previously discussed. A symbolizes different things on different octaves. It symbolizes the human form with the base of the A representing the feet. A also symbolizes the pyramid. The triangle formed at the top of the A is where we usually see the symbolic all-seeing eye placed. However, at this time I should point out that the all-seeing eye in this position is not all that all-seeing because it is inside the pyramid and, therefore, inside karma. Things inside of karma are limited. To be really all-seeing, the eye should be above the pyramid. In such a case, the correct modeling code would be VA in the forms V over A, and the all-seeing eye should be positioned in the V part instead of the A part.
C and X.
X is the universal symbol for a gate. Parts of the system of universes of the lower creation are separated by gates. Use of the combined symbols C and X forms a compartment, which is accessed by a gate. H is a double gate symbol and is more properly shown stretched out as below. J and I are primarily religious notions. They come from classical, biblical, and other references to the concept of the rod and the staff. I symbolizes the rod, and J symbolizes the staff. Therefore, it is common practice, when speaking of great saints, to place the letter JI after their name. This is an acknowledgement that they possess the staff and the food. K is another model using a gate-type symbol. More specifically, a gate leading to a barrier. L is sometimes used to express certain notions about the quality called love. This is more into the area of universal love as opposed to more physical concepts. Basically, in the L symbol, there is a horizontal plateau. So, say you are wandering around on this horizontal plateau, and the gift of universal love comes to you somehow. Then you can immediately leave this horizontal plane and go straight up. M and W combine to form the following basic symbol, which is the universal translate symbol for IGC. N is the symbol for space, both inner space and outer space, as in beyond the earth and into deep space. N is also the symbol for the N cycle, which is a schematic showing the cycle of 84, or the cycle of transmigration. In this context, the path of N schematically illustrates the path of the soul, birth on earth, then death and elevation to some lower world, then back down for another birth, etc. N is used to preface code sequences dealing with outer space or inner space. To identify interdimensional spacecraft, we use the preface NCC. To identify an interdimensional trip, the code is NCCXC, CCXC, XCXC, N, and Z. There is a special symbol formed by the mapping of N over Z. To understand the symbol, you may perform the following mental exercise. In the boxes below, arrange the digits 1 through 9 using each only once, so that the sum total of any group of 3 digits, taken vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, equals 15. The mental process you use to solve this puzzle is called process NZ. 0 is the symbol for completeness. It is used to symbolize the hymen soul and also to symbolize God. P is the notion of compartment. The Catholic Church, for example, used the universal translate symbol XP to designate their special religious path, which is simply a path to the right good side of the astral world. Q is O with a little tail leading OU of the closed space inside of the O. So, Q symbolizes a closed space with a way out. What this closed space consists of and where the way out leads to and leaves you are determined by which reflection or octave of the universal truth you are operating on. For a young child, a Q clearance might be something as simple as the ability to leave the house. Getting a bit more sophisticated, looking at the universe system horizontally, we could say a Q clearance was the ability to leave the Earth and travel into deep space. Looking at the universe system vertically, a Q clearance would then become the ability to travel to another plane of existence. In the United States, a U.S. government Q clearance means the ability to access the truth in as much as the government knows the truth to be. Knowledge of this truth would cause the average American to become disillusioned with the United States and, therefore, for the good of the economy. The truth is restricted. Finally, the absolute meaning of Q clearance is the ability to leave your body as a naked soul, which is really all that you are, and travel through the 11 planes and reach the 12th lane called the Imani region, where the true and ultimate God the Father of your soul lives. S is commonly used as genetic symbol, usually as SS to schematically represent the double helix structure of the DNA molecule. T is the symbol for transport. U is the symbol for the universe. V and Y. V is a plant symbol, as in a little plant with its two first little leaves sticking up. Y is also a plant symbol with the same basic idea.